I used to say to them, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped.
Is the microchip that could one day be implanted under the skin of every single American?
All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, you can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
That chip's connected to a database that has the purchasing records, what you do.
Everything. Everything is in there.
Microchip which calculates every single transaction, not only financial transactions, but records every single thing for which it is used. It can serve as a credit card, a building society passbook, library card, travel card, phone card, and quite possibly an identity card. Although an identity card would reveal much detail, it would not be able to locate any one person precisely at any given instant time. This would require some sort of tracking device that could be put on and detected wherever that person may be on the globe. The tracking device would be an all-purpose microchipped identification device or an electronic implant placed under the skin. These implants could then send off a signal which could then be picked up by satellite in low Earth orbit, locating and identifying the subject. Although this may sound like the works of fiction, it is however already well on its way to becoming reality.
C'est nouveau, c'est techno et ça fait un peu froid dans le dos. Une société américaine commence à commercialiser une puce électronique qui s'implante sous la peau.
En Espagne, pour fidéliser leurs clients, certains établissements leur proposent de se faire greffer une puce directement sous la peau.
I walk through my fears and watch your head rock.
I was a very zealous engineer. I worked very hard. I worked many long hours. I had been with IBM and now I was with General Electric. In 1966, I was put on a project. I was not alone there. There were 100 people involved in the project. And some men came to us that we were to find out were from the government. They were from the CIA and the FBI. And they asked us to develop a little microchip for identification. And it was completed in the early 70s. It was determined that there were two places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. The other place was the hand, the right third, because most people are right-handed.
The little microchip has 250,000 components. It has a little lithium battery.
You've got three sets in effect of double lines, one in the middle, one up 5. And those double lines represent the number 6 in barcode technology. So you've got 6, 6, 6.
Here's where we were in September last year. But then the Treasury decided we need to start printing more money. This hockey stick should take your breath away. This is devaluing our money.
The US dollar is going to be collapsed and bring down all the paper money of the world with it. You won't see paper money after that. Well, then what's going to be money? Invisible money, you can't see it. Intangible money, you can't touch it.
Now, I risk sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but it's no longer a theory. What I'm about to say is fact. The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret. They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government.
This is all about a one-world totalitarian socialist government. It's about destroying all existing nation-states.
Take control of the United States, lead us into a one-world government run by them.
And so these men are planning to bring about a global form of government that's unique in all history. It's a total enslaving system of world communism and fascism. They're satanically inspired to bring about a global form of government to every nation on earth.
And there is a move on toward a North American Union, just like early on there was a move on for a European Union, and it eventually ended up. So we had NAFTA and moving forward a NAFTA highway. These are real things. It's not somebody made these up. It's not a conspiracy. They don't talk about it, and they might not admit about it, but there's been money spent on it.
President-elect Obama giving new life to the North American Union, a plan by business and political elites to tear down the trade barriers among the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and to create a NAFTA superhighway, all of which to be done without the approval of Congress or the American people.
Plans for an integrated North American community by 2010, moving ahead swiftly and under the radars.
All this is about is open borders. Open borders between Mexico and America, America and Canada. Open borders without any controls, and there's no telling what could happen to this country that would be detrimental to the future of America.
The Amero is the proposed new currency for the North American community, which is being developed right now between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico to make a borderless community much like the EU, and the dollar, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, and the Mexican peso replaced by the Amero.
Just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have.
Top-secret underground bases that a huge number of experimental rocket ships and circular flying discs were developed. The prototype V7 craft was powered by engines manufactured by BMW. But we have been given patents from leading German manufacturing companies, including Juve, Krups, and BMW, which prove beyond all reasonable doubt that Hitler considered the Nazi secret space program a top priority. And more than 15 billion Deutschmarks were spent developing craft of all shapes and sizes.
Are these, in fact, U.S. prototypes of a captured Nazi H-9 flying wing? In the late 50s, the U.S. Air Force funds the Avro car, a flying saucer that looked like a Nazi secret project called the Repulsi. And in 1965, a UFO crashes in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. It is reportedly bell-shaped and covered with distinctive markings, just like a radical Nazi device that may have been built at the end of the war. Did the Nazis build successful saucer prototypes? Did the U.S. government and other nations develop them in secret? Are all these sightings human-engineered craft?
Some sharp points of light moving quickly across the sky. The tape called The Story by some.
pretty severe energy input here that can drastically alter the fundamental chemical pathways that are occurring in the seed as it develops.
The moment you call them UFO, you are doing exactly what the enemy wants you to do. The moment you call them aliens, you're doing exactly what the enemy wants you to do.
Because it says spirits, living spirits, will declare themselves to be inhabitants of far distant planets and galaxies that are coming to warn the inhabitants of planet Earth of the intended destruction of the planet, unless something seriously properly done.
Anytime the government has secrets that they can keep from us, they can manipulate us by those secrets. In essence, they still remain 25 years at least ahead of us in technology, information, and knowledge, and secrets, and they are using them against us. I heard over the years many times over that the plan to usher in the New World Order would be to make all the people in this country and around the world feel totally helpless to prevent the New World Order, this world dominance plan, by saying that we had been invaded by aliens, so that we would say, oh please UN, come in and help us all. So bear in mind that there is a plan, orchestration.
So if you don't want to be panicked and stampeded by this phony threat from space, then you'll study the UFO issue and you'll find out the truth about the issue. And then when they say, oh no, there really are aliens and they're coming to eat you, and you have to give up all the rest of your liberty so we can protect you, you can say, nah, I don't think so.
And then he would repeat to me over and over, and the last card, the last card, the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat, that it's all based on a lie.
was of fundamental importance and was identified with the God whose name was Isis.
To make a magical sigil, you first write down your desire or spell. You then remove all vowels and all repeating consonant letters. You then rearrange the remaining letters into an easily remembered symbol. This symbol, or sigil, contains the original spell.
colors. There's even colors that make it. If you notice, she was wearing red. That's the primary color of the Kabbalah.
Symbols are used by Masonic lodges, witch couples, Satanists, and alchemists to directly access parts of the brain which respond to strong shapes and colours. The use of symbols to convey the desire or will of the magician is generally referred to as sigil magic. Sigils are often found in company logos. Every time you watch television, visit the supermarket, or walk the street, your subconscious is bombarded with sigils. In fact, you are living in one giant sigil.